So really quick, before I start this video, I just wanted to explain what the setup is on this Falcon, because I have explained it in older videos, but way older videos. So to restart for anybody who's new, this is a 5.3. It is a Gen 3 motor, I believe. So it's got a stock, untouched. We have no clue how many miles are on this motor. Bottom end, so pistons, rods, all stock, didn't touch them, didn't regap them, none of that stuff. But what we did do was we took the heads off, got LS9 gaskets, decked the heads, of course. So it's got LS9 gaskets. It's got the cheap Chinese ARP head studs. I don't remember exactly what they're called, but they are like nice studs. They're just not the ARPs. So I think they're like 120 bucks. They're not like super Chinese, they're just a different company that makes them. But we got those head studs, the LS9 gaskets, and we have some PAC 1218 springs, I believe. So they're just a little bit stiffer than OEM. But other than that, stock push rod, stock cam. This thing also does have a Vortec charger on it. It is a V3, so it is an older unit. They don't even make them anymore. I think it's rated to run like 10 pounds of boost, and we have it right about 11. And so I do know that we are overspinning it just a little bit, but it's okay. I'm not really too worried about it because it's so old, and like this build was put together so long ago that basically it's been outdated. So if it does break, we'll do something or upgrade it or whatever. So yeah, it does have a smaller pulley up top, so it's about as much boost as we're gonna get out of it. It's got a little water to air setup on it, so it doesn't have an air to air. The intake air temps do still get a little bit hot, but not too bad. It's got a stock truck intake manifold. It's got an A1000. It's got 1000cc injector dynamic injectors, and it is on a Holley HP setup. It does have a digital dash. It's on a Turbo 400 with a trans brake. It's got a PTC converter. It's got a 9-inch rear with 410 gears, and it's on 26-inch tall tires. So it's a rundown of the setup. I may have missed something, but if you guys have any questions of the setup, comment down below and I will let you guys know what it is, and I'll try to answer them. So without further ado, let's get this video started. Good morning, everybody. Hope y'all are doing great. Today is the day we're gonna be bringing the Falcon to the dyno to get tuned. I mean, technically it already is tuned, but Derek hasn't verified what actual timing the motor will want or need with the dyno. He's just basically made it really conservative so that way we could drive it and have some fun with it. So basically what I'm gonna be doing right now before the dyno, I already wired up the cutouts. So I don't have anything else left to wire on it minus the trans brake. We're gonna order a button for that, and then once that comes in, we'll wire up the trans brake and we'll do some trans brake hits with it. So today we ordered this Holley GPS sensor thing that allows you to display the mile an hour in the car, so that we actually know how fast we're gonna be going. So I'm gonna install it really quick, and then other than that, I just need to double check that the air to water or the water to air lines down below on the heat exchanger aren't leaking. And then I also need to go get some E85 in it, and once it warms up, I'm gonna double check all the fluids, make sure transmission fluid's good, coolant's good, oil's good, etc. We are actually gonna be going over to DA Fabworks in Aurora. That's where we're gonna be doing the dyno and the tune at. This is where Derek tunes all the cars. And just a little bit of back history with me and Derek. So I met Derek when I had my CRX, and he was the one who originally tuned my CRX. And so ever since then, I've always used him for tuning. So if anybody was curious, I imagine if you hit him up on Instagram or you need a tune in your local, he does Honda and Holley and standalones and Haltech. And I basically, if you need something tuned, message him on Instagram. He's at slower than you. I'm sure if he can tune it, he'll message you back. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this thing. I imagine doing this Holley sensor, just need to plug it into the CAN bus sensor or the USB thing, and I think that's all I do for it. And then I just mount it. I think that's basically all I do. I'm not sure. So open the box and we'll see what we got to do. Just like that, it's all mounted up there. I just ran the wire down here. Seems like the easiest place to put it for now. Super simple, just magnetic right there. Ran it through a place over here in the firewall, right to this little hole. That was already there. I've already double checked and shut the hood. No issues with it pulling on the cable. I did go ahead and, like I said, it was super simple, so all I did was plug it in. This dash has a couple of extra, it has 2 extra USB fittings on the back of it, or USB cables on the back side of it that are open, so just slid it into there and just tied the cables up. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the key on, mess with the dash, and see if I can put the sensor onto the dash, or it may just show up by itself. I'm not too sure. So I was gonna go to the gas station and get some E85, but if you guys had watched my previous videos, there was an issue with the Falcon with it doing weird things and it not priming, and then once you get it started, it would just rev out of control and do all kinds of this weird stuff. And so we thought that there was something weird with the relay in the back that's actually connected to the pump, was back feeding into the ECU. But today I have figured out that wasn't actually my issue. I thought it was just the relay sticking, but it's not my issue. Because right now, I'll show you guys. I mean, it might prime right away, but it might not prime right away. So turn the key on, fuel pump primed, which it primed pretty quick compared to what it normally does. And then let me show you guys what this is doing right now. Right now, what you can see is you can watch these sensors over here wig out. So this one over here is the engine coolant temp sensor. That one's the oil pressure. And then this one down here is the intake air temp sensor. So it's wigging out all crazy, like there's something shorting out or something weird, right? So we've been fighting this issue, right? It's intermittent. I have no clue what it is. And one thing I always hate doing is blaming the ECU or blaming the tune. Now, just to double check that it wasn't the ECU, I grabbed my Holley HP out of my RX-7 because it's just chilling in there. It shouldn't matter. What I did was I unplugged the old ECU and I plugged mine in just to prime it. And so I'll show you guys, but what happens is none of the gauges freaks out. There's no wigging out. So that leads me to believe that it's not a wiring issue. It's an ECU related issue, or it's not a sensor issue. It's definitely something ECU related. So I called Holley up. The dude I talked to, believe his name was Ron. The first thing Ron said to do was redo the firmware on that ECU. He said the firmware could be corrupt in it and cause it to do weird things. So I'm gonna bring this ECU with me. Carlos is on his way up here with the truck and trailer, and we're already on our way to the dyno. Good thing this happened before we got to the dyno, because or else I wouldn't have had my HP. So today we can still tune the Falcon. Basically what we're gonna do is take the old tune off this ECU, which Ron said would be okay, the tune wouldn't be corrupt. And we're gonna load it on this ECU, and then he's gonna go on the dyno, make all the changes with my ECU, and then once we get this ECU fixed, hopefully it's just a firmware issue, or they said they would replace it for us, then we'll load the tune off my ECU and put it back on theirs. So that way it's all good. So we are gonna still get to tune the Falcon tonight. This is why I hate going to the dyno, because all hell breaks loose whenever I go to the dyno. Is dumb stuff breaks or something dumb happens, and of course this is my luck. Something weird like this happens. So yeah, let's hope we don't have any more issues, and the next clip we will be loading up the Falcon, or we'll be at the dyno. So hope you all are ready for this. All right, so we're over here at the dyno, and Derek has already took the tune off the old ECU that was in the Falcon, and he's already plugged my ECU into it, and he's uploading the tune right now, I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna try updating.
I think we actually have to upgrade your firmware before we can even use it.
Oh,
so
sick.
we might as well upgrade
the other one.
Which one do you want to upgrade?
I mean,
it's gonna take 25 minutes.
Oh shit. Or mine, because we don't know if that ECU is actually bad.
Exactly. We could go.
So we know my ECU is good.
Still not be able to do it.
Well, we know yours is good, like you're saying. So.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys excited?
I'm just hungry, bro.
Dude, I know everybody was all hangry. You don't look that excited.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Made exactly 401. Like I said, I felt like it was about 400 horsepower. So that pole, it made 401 horsepower and 386 foot-pounds of torque. Derek said he added 3 degrees of timing. I highly doubt he's gonna go anymore. But I think we're gonna get it hot, the intake air temps hot, and then see how it acts like when the intake air temps are hot. I'm gonna laugh if he trolls me. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if he trolls me again. Hardly made any more power. Made 415 foot-pounds of torque though. 409 horsepower.
Oh yeah.
All right, so what did you just do? You added some timing to it?
Yeah. So we added 2 degrees to it. Picked up about 9 horsepower.
Yeah.
We probably could keep going for a couple of degrees more, and it would keep making decent gains, but nothing really crazy with the gains. So what we're probably going to do, because we don't know the condition of this motor, this is kind of how we treat junkyard motors, that we want to be very gentle with them. So what we'll probably end up doing is just leaving the timing where we're at, knowing that we're plenty inside the safe zone timing range. So like later on, if we wanted to, we know we could throw a couple more degrees at it if we needed just a little bit more power. But we're talking like 10 horsepower maybe.
Yeah, which
I'd rather be in that cushion zone.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm thinking too. Like for what we want to do with this car, we're not trying to make like 15 horsepower for what? There's no point. I mean, it's probably something we wouldn't even really feel. So
we don't want to be on the threshold all the time. Like we want to be able to just like take it out and whoever's driving the car and just beat the shit out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Not have to worry about blowing it up.
And it's a high miles motor. Like
we don't even know the miles. It could have 350K on it.
Right.
We have no clue what abuse this motor has been through. So we're just gonna play it somewhat safe. I mean, you did add some timing to it, so it's like I feel like it's right in that sweet spot to where like it's making some power, but it's not too aggressive.
Yeah, we did. It's a decent amount of timing, and these are the numbers in best case scenario. So intake air temps are at about 109 degrees when we start the pull.
Yeah.
On a super hot day, maybe they're a little bit higher. So in this table, it's going to be pulling timing if intake air temps are pretty high.
Yeah.
So this is the best it's going to feel. If it's super hot out, and it's getting really bad IATs, it may feel a little bit less. And that's where I want it to be. I don't want to be like on the freaking threshold.
Exactly, because then it leaves us no wiggle room.
If we don't pull enough timing in the intake air temp compensation, then we could hurt something. So I'd just rather be safe than sorry.
Yep. And then so you said you're just going to do a 3rd gear pull and just make sure it's all good?
Yeah, same exact settings, but we'll do a 3rd gear pull and
sick. Well, and 2, maybe if I get an intake on it, the intake air temps might stay nice and cool while we're cruising it around.
That would be nice.
Yep. So yeah, sick.
Yeah,
Mr. Derek over here doing his magic. And it probably made a little less than 400 foot-pounds. So it's the next day after the dyno. I didn't film anything at the end because we were watching this 240 try and get tuned, and he had fuel pump issues, but it was really late. But Carlos was really happy with the Falcon. So yeah, I guess that's all we can really hope for with the Falcon. Have them be happy with it and how much power it made. So like I said in the beginning of the video, I gave you guys a rundown on the setup. We weren't planning on it making a lot of horsepower. So, what it did was about what it felt like. Yeah. So, really safe tune, should be able to beat the crap out of that thing and have no issues with it ever. So, just gonna have to wire up the trans brake and do a little different, or set up the rear end a little bit different, because like the pinion on it, like the pinion angle is really high. So it's just a couple little things left to do to it, but definitely, it's ready right now to have fun for the rest of the summer.
Oh yeah,
so
you go right now, take it out to the track, have some fun with it. Will it be optimal? No, not yet, but
yeah, but it'll be a lot of fun, and at least be a car that they can go out and beat the crap out of and not have to worry about. So yeah, this is gonna do it for this video. Thank you again, Derek, for tuning it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out all the other videos that we've done. I'll put like the little subscribe little things like up in the corners or wherever the hell. So be sure to subscribe to both of our channels at Slower Than You. Obviously, if you're here, you know my channel. So subscribe. If you're not subscribed, make sure you check the notification bell. And I think that's it for this video. So thank you. And until next time, adios.
See ya.